Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into an ancient story that has some surprisingly relevant things to say about our lives. It's all about the hidden danger of getting exactly what you want, maybe a little too easily.
So let's kick things off with this really powerful, kind of counterintuitive idea. You know how we always think the best things in life are the ones we have to fight for? Well, what if the most dangerous things are the ones that are just given to us? No struggle, no resistance. That one idea is the key to a really old and, well, a very sticky problem.
At the heart of all this is a super simple story. It's one of Aesop's fables, actually. It takes a scene you could imagine on any kitchen table and spins it into this huge warning about desire and restraint. Picture this. A jar of honey gets knocked over, and almost immediately, what happens? Flies. They swarm to it, right? They can't resist that sweet smell. They don't even think twice. They just dive right into the middle of this delicious puddle to feast. But the very thing they wanted so badly becomes their undoing. Their little wings get all gummed up, their feet get stuck, and that's it. They die, literally drowned in the very pleasure they were chasing. Okay, so what does this simple story really mean? Because, the flies and the honey, they aren't just about flies and honey. They're actually metaphors for two really powerful forces that are at play inside every single one of us. So the flies, they represent what our source calls the impulsive soul. Think of it as that part of your brain that's all about immediate gratification. It's that voice that just screams, I want it, and I want it now. And the thing is, once that desire is switched on, it's totally blind to the consequences. It sees the sweet reward, but it completely misses the sticky trap. And the honey, well, that's the seductive trap. And this can be anything, seriously, anything in your life that's good in moderation. Food, a TV show, a relationship, even a cozy job. But when you overdo it, it becomes a disaster. The honey itself isn't poison, the danger is in the dose. So this is the core conflict, right? It's a battle going on inside us. On one side, you've got that craving for instant pleasure. Give me the honey. And on the other side, you have the instinct for survival, which in this story really means the freedom to move, the ability to just fly away. The flies went for the taste over the ability to fly, and, well, it cost them everything. And that brings up a really important question, one we kind of have to ask ourselves. Think about what you're chasing right now in your own life. Is it giving you energy? Is it helping you fly higher? Or is it starting to feel more like a sticky pool that's going to swallow you whole? Okay, so this is an old story. How does it actually show up today? Well, this whole flies and honey dynamic is playing out all around us, every single day, in at least 3 big areas of our lives. So you can think of these as our modern gilded graves. First, in our personal lives, the honey is all those digital distractions, and the trap, they just gum up our ambition and focus. Then, in our relationships, it can be that intense, maybe toxic passion that just gets us stuck in endless drama. And at work, it's the classic golden handcuffs, where we end up trading our ability to fly for just a comfortable existence. Let's dig into each of these a little more. So on the personal front, just think about the endless scroll. You know what I'm talking about? It feels good, it's easy, it's sweet in the moment, but after a few hours of just mindless scrolling, your ambition, your focus, it's all just gummed up. You want to work on your real goals, you want to fly, but you feel like you can't even get off the ground. And what about our relationships? The honey here could be one of those super intense, passionate connections that's also just really toxic. That initial sweetness is so powerful that we just ignore all the warning signs, right? And then, before you know it, you're, and I love how the source puts this, smeared from head to foot in drama. You're just too stuck, too isolated to even think about leaving. Then there's the professional trap, the classic golden handcuffs. You know the one. It's that job with the great salary that you just don't love. The comfort, the lifestyle, that's the honey. And you get used to the taste. It's nice. But then one day you look up and realize you've traded your potential, your ability to fly somewhere new, for just a comfortable, predictable existence. Okay, so if these traps are literally everywhere, what do? How do we enjoy the good stuff in life without getting stuck? How do we steer clear of this gilded grave? Well, the answer is actually right there in the fable itself. And here it is. This is the whole key. The goal isn't to avoid pleasure. It's not about denying yourself everything sweet. It's all about how you approach it. See, the smart fly, it doesn't dive headfirst into the middle of the puddle. No, it lands carefully on the edge. It takes a little taste, just enough, and it always makes sure it can still fly away. It's all about being mindful, about restraint. So we can actually break this down into 3 simple rules for ourselves. First, look at your feet, not just the taste. What that means is pay attention to how stuck you're getting, not just how good it feels in the moment. Second, keep your wings moving. Never ever get so comfortable that you forget you have the option to leave. And third, and this is a big one, remember that the real test in life is often about restraint, not about how much you can consume.
And to really lock this idea in, our source material gives us these 4 really powerful mantras. You can think of them as little mental reminders to keep your wings clean. Here they are. I enjoy the pleasures of life with awareness and restraint. I maintain my freedom of movement above all temporary satisfactions. I am the master of my impulses, not a slave to my senses. And finally, I walk lightly upon the world, never allowing my spirit to be bound.
Which leaves us with one last, incredibly powerful question. A question you can use as a filter for pretty much any choice you make. Before you dive into that next temptation, that next sweet thing, just stop and ask yourself this. Is this pleasure worth the loss of my ability to move freely? Is it worth getting stuck? The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know. It'll tell you whether to just taste from the edge or if it's time to fly away.